I'm Brian Johnson.
And I'm Summer Ryan, and you're watching Eagles On Live.
It's time to apply for scholarships to knock down the cost of college.
Students are encouraged to find their voice and use it.
We look at some popular Christmas gifts from when kids were teachers.
And Cougar hockey is underway, and we look at their season.
We have all that coming up on Eagles On Live. College costs have gone up. However, there are things you can do to help knock the giant price tag down a little bit. Eagles On Live, Sam Ryan joins us with details. Sam?
Brian, Student Services has hundreds of scholarships listed on its webpage, but you need to act fast. There are scholarship deadlines that pass every week.
CHS counselor Shannon Canupy updates the school's scholarship page daily.
I upload all of the scholarship applications. I make sure that the sites are up to date. You know, sometimes it's up to date one day and then the next day there's an issue. So students can email me if they notice that there's an issue with one of the links on our webpage.
With so much scholarship money on the table, Central senior Aletta Sharisky is applying to as many as possible.
Right now I've applied for 13 scholarships, but I plan to apply for at least 10 more in November. So right now I'm applying to the more quick and easy scholarships because they only take 5 minutes max to fill out. But I've also been applying to a couple essay scholarships.
A student should be applying to any and all scholarships they're eligible for. There's not a limit to the amount of scholarship money students can take with them to college. So the more they apply to, the better their chances are of collecting some sort of funds.
But how do students know where and how to apply for these many scholarships? Canupy has worked with the tech department to make a simple and helpful webpage.
So for the scholarships that are on the Central High School listserv, if they just go to the Student Services page, there's a big link right under our pictures that says CHS Scholarship page. That's going to take them to our site where we either have a link that will go directly to the scholarship website because it's an online application, or we'll have a link to a fillable scholarship application that the students can type up and then print out and either mail or email where it needs to go.
Utilizing these resources can and will make your scholarship search far easier.
Again, you might want to act fast if you want some money. Of the ones listed on Student Services, there are about 30 scholarship deadlines that have already passed, and dozens more are due in the coming weeks. Brian?
Thanks, Sam. There are also scholarships you can earn from the college you attend, but you need to act fast if you want to earn that money too. According to Student Services, a lot of schools have a January deadline to apply for scholarships, and you need to know what your college's policy is. Some automatically consider you for scholarships based on your admission application, but others, such as SDSU, require a separate scholarship application. So if you haven't applied for school scholarships yet, that's a good thing to do over the Christmas break.
Guests visit each year to talk with classes or even entire schools. The Native American Student Association and the Indian Education Program invited a movie producer, but she isn't just talking with students. She's asking kids to share their voices too. Eagles On Live's Preston Krieber tells us more. Preston?
Summer. Jennifer Martell, the producer and storyteller of the movie Oyate, visited Central a couple weeks ago with a message she hopes echoes back.
Jennifer Martell wanted more people to know what is actually going on.
Education. We wanted the movie to show of what our people are going through, let alone kind of Native 101, making sure that we're touching on topics that are never really in the news headlight or not in the headlines. They're not always talked about. So we wanted to bring light to some of those topics.
Martell believes the film could highlight some of the main issues that have been behind curtains for years.
And we want to bring light to it and making sure that we're being heard, being seen, and then making sure that people know that we're still here and we're very much human.
That is a cause important to her and the reason she wanted to produce the film. She wants students to look inside themselves and find ways to share their voices.
I want whether they're indigenous or whether they're non-native, to, if they want to be of support, that they reach out to an organization or an individual that are doing movements, speaking out on different platforms, social media, that they get to be heard and that they have an opportunity to speak and talk about what either bothers them or what they support in, or how they want to be an ally.
That was an event during Native American Month, but the NASA Club and Indian Ed program plan other activities during the year to share Native culture. One of those is a trip to the hills in the spring for a traditional ceremony. Brian?
Thanks, Preston. We all have our wish list this time of year. It might be a new pair of Jordans, or you might be like me and want a nice, good book to read in the new year. But I wanted to know what teachers had on their Christmas list when they were kids. Take a look. Christmas is just around the corner, and I went around Central High School to ask teachers about familiar items they asked for back in the day. Or, at least I thought they'd be familiar.
Probably an Atari.
Atari? I looked up a photo of what this thing was. What kid would ask for this? I know I wouldn't.
And then I got a PS3.
PS3. Now that's more like it.
A new bike? Because I used to like to exercise.
About, 40 years ago, this might have been what a bike looked like.
Nike Flight Lights, they were probably called, or maybe some Jordans.
Looks like Norberg's fashion sense hasn't changed. I hope this was hip back in the day.
She said, Tickle Me Elmo when I was real young also, that was a thing.
Did Halinka just say tickle? I don't think I could imagine Halinka asking for one of these as a kid.
Cabbage Patch Kids? Cabbage Patch Doll?
Cabbage what? Do they tickle those too?
Connects.
What is that?
You don't know what Connects are? Google it. It's like Legos, but cooler.
Looking at my face, I had no clue what Dun was talking about. I researched Connects. It looked so boring that I decided to go back to something funnier.
She said, Tickle Me Elmo when I was real young also, that was a thing.
Okay, so like in elementary school, a Furby was really cool, and a Tamagotchi was super cool.
Okay. Furby? This thing is horrifying, and I'm 17.
An Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh, okay, I know what that is.
That's a good one.
Took me a second to figure that one out, but that was probably the one I could relate to the most. Thanks to teachers for having fun with that story. It was actually a lot of fun hearing about the toys you had and tickled.
With the winter sports season starting, hockey is underway. The boys varsity team is a few games into the season already. Eagles on Live's Austin Dabney has the story. Austin?
Summer. Hockey is back again this year after losing a couple seniors and bringing some new faces on the team.
The boys varsity hockey team had to fill some open spots after losing a few seniors last year, but they are still working on things from last year.
We're working on our power play and penalty kill, working on getting pucks deep and going to work.
Not only is the team working on stuff from last year, but some of the goals are similar as a team.
Our team goals, we want to go to state, especially be Sioux Falls Power 16.
Not only do they have goals for the team, but they also have some individual goals.
Personal goals are to score some goals and have some fun.
Last year, the Cougars had their best season in recent years, finishing 5th in the state and winning the consolation championship.
Coming in clutch again, he's going to win it.
The boys have started off to a little bit of a slow start, going 3-5-1, but are looking to turn their season around. Summer and Brian?
Thanks, Austin. If you want to follow along with the boys' season, you can watch their games on Midwest Hockey TV on YouTube.
The school district has canceled school Thursday and Friday due to the weather, but the schools were still able to have some Christmas fun before break.
This is some video from OM Tiffany. Kids had a talent show and some special visitors. They also enjoyed hot chocolate. They joined schools across the district with other fun activities such as door decorating. That's all for this episode of Eagle Zone Live. You can always rewatch any of our last shows by scrolling down to the Eagle Zone section of the school district website. That's aberdeen.k12.sd.us. Thanks for watching our shows in 2022. There will be a lot more coming your way in 2023. With Eagle Zone Live, I'm Summer Ryan. And I'm Brian Johnson. See you next year. Merry Christmas.